Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Drawing with Louie. Today we're actually going to look at how to draw people. We're going to take a more in-depth look. It's very requested, and so I have a couple of tips that I think might be really useful. We'll draw some very simple people, but then we'll also try to draw one that's more complex. So this is maybe exiting out of the realm of doodling and into some more just drawing or illustration, but I think it could be really useful for you. All right, so let's get started here. Again, all you'll need is, any type of piece of paper, pen, or pencil. Actually, I recommend having both a pencil and a pen. It'll be really helpful here. And as I'm going through, why don't you actually try to draw with me? We'll see how that goes. Okay, so I'm actually going to do a couple things here. Get some colors so that I can help differentiate. And let's see. All right, so the thing about drawing people is everybody started with this one. It is by far the most simple way to draw a person, and there's nothing inherently wrong with it. But we want to actually really build on this because we want to upgrade our stick figures so that we can do more with them. So we're thinking about something um, that looks like this, that maybe has just a little bit more dimension to it. And there's a lot of reasons why you'd want to do that, and we'll get into those reasons here in a second. But note that this is one way to do it, but my colleagues like to do a lot of different things. Some people draw a star person, which is just drawing a star. You know how you draw a classic star. And they add a circle on the top. And there you have a really simple person. So that's definitely a way you can approach it. Drawing just a triangle, the circle on top also does well. It's pretty similar to this one actually. So that's another kind of easy technique. But I actually really want to focus on this one right here, just because I think it is such a versatile thing. So we went over a little bit last time about how we did that, but I just want to go over it one more time here. And we're going to start with a sphere for the head. You can think of that sphere as kind of having some dimension to it. And this center line is going to be where the eyes go. Anytime you draw a person, you actually want to avoid drawing the eyes way up here, unless they're looking up. It could work. But typically, our eyes fall in the halfway point of our head. All right, so once we do that, all we're going to do is kind of draw a cylinder underneath that head. And I'm going to attach my arms to both sides of the cylinder. And my legs are going to do the same thing. Now, when you have this type of person, there's a couple of things you can do that's kind of cool. One, you can actually have this person face in different directions. Say, for instance, they're looking off to the side. We're going to still use that same center line, but for the center, like this kind of vertical line that centers the head, you can put it way out here. See how that works? And again, because we know it's a sphere, we know that it's not going to be like this. It's going to be rounded out like that. And anytime you have this kind of cross section, you know that the eyes are going to actually fall right between that. And our mouth will do the same thing. So now we see that this head is facing this way. All right, well, we can do the same thing for the other side. Again, we do our center line. Oops, wrong color. And if they're looking this way, it's the exact same thing. You can even have them looking up. Your center lines will look a little bit different like this. But again, similar principle. Now they're looking up. Really cool way to just give some orientation to your people and that makes them a little bit more complex. The other thing that you can do is say my person is turned this way. Well, again, we know that their head would be over here, facing this way. Okay, so they're having a chat with the stick figure person. Let's do it that way. All right. So right now, this body is actually oriented like towards us. And we know that because these arms and these legs both kind of meet in the center. So the body is facing us, and then the head is actually what's turned. But the fun thing about this shape is that we can actually turn the body really easily. And we do so with a very similar method that we did with the head, which is to say, if this is the center point of this, but it's moving this way, and now it's over here, okay? We know that, we can do it this way here, that this cylinder will look like this. So that's like the cross section, which means that this side of the cylinder is actually here. It's not here anymore, it's over here. And the other side is back here, right? So if we attach arms to those points, what we get is, this is going to be kind of invisible, but something that looks like that. And now they're starting to turn. And we can do the exact same thing just down here with where the legs would be, right? So here's one leg. Oops, wrong color. And the other leg would fall down here. And then we can help the feet, or the feet will help us turn this person. So now we have a person that's really facing, not this way, but this way. And it was very simple for us, and we knew exactly how to do that because we had our shapes, and we knew the base shapes, and we knew the way that the shapes turned. So that's why this can be a really cool tool. It just adds a layer of kind of complexity to this that allows you to do some fun stuff and also kind of holds a better form. Whereas this person, the stick figure person, you'd have a hard time really turning that person in real time. It would just kind of look funny. So this is a good method to do that. So why don't you try to draw this type of person, and we'll go over it one more time, which is simply a sphere and a cylinder with some arms and legs attached. I want you to draw this person here. And then I want you to maybe draw them turning two different directions. Or maybe you could draw two figures having a chat like we did here, but instead both using this shape. So give that a shot and let's see what you come up with.